Every year, the Academy tries to regain Oscar audiences with radical ideas. One of the worst is the most popular movie category, as if the box office determines which stories are the best. To be fair, their mistake wasn't adding another award, it was introducing a pointless one. So here are 3 categories that are worthy of Oscar recognition. For all the publicity stunts pulled at the Oscars, it's surprising they've never honored stunts themselves. There have been efforts to highlight this, like callouts from mainstream actors.
So I think it's time we give a little love to our stunt coordinators.
And documentaries surrounding the performers themselves.
I got the best job in the world. Lead stunt double for Daniel on the Potter films.
There are even entire shows dedicated to demystifying the craft.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of Stuntmen React.
These voices bring attention to a very overlooked part of filmmaking. Stunts have been a staple of cinema since it began, predating other elements like sound and color film. But praise for stunts has only surged recently. Stars like Tom Cruise and Keanu Reeves reignited an appreciation for them. Movies like Fall Guy with an A-list cast and a stuntman-led story proved that studios see growing audience interest, while filmmakers such as Christopher Nolan, Martin Scorsese, and Quentin Tarantino continued to celebrate stunt work by shooting practical movies. With so much support behind this community, it makes sense to give them a category, but what do they name the award? Like other departments, stunts involve many disciplines and people. An issue with most awards is they spotlight individuals, not entire teams. The solution is to name it Best Stunt Coordination. That kind of covers the whole process, not only the person. Although, I know other categories revolve around one person's effort. That's why my next Oscar is for an even more thankless job. What do Lord of the Rings, The Avengers, and Harry Potter all have in common? Flawless casting. Any fan of those movies could name each character and actor with ease, yet none of them would recognize these folks. Meet the casting directors for 3 of the biggest franchises in the world! Unspoken heroes whose entire duty is to match an actor to a character. Sure, movie directors get lots of credit for casting, but their involvement in talent discovery is exaggerated. Even auditions don't guarantee the director's presence, nor should they. A casting director is entrusted to find the right talent for the project. They have to analyze scripts for producers, study the characters as intimately as the director, negotiate contracts, and find replacements for actors. They are the first point of contact in bringing our beloved characters to life. So why not award Best Casting Director? The SAGs have Best Ensemble, the Critics' Choice has Best Acting Ensemble. Not one ceremony seems to honor the person in charge of assembling those thespians. Actors of all types get more than enough praise. Except for one type, which leads me to my final Oscar. The most underrated piece of the cinema puzzle is audio. Look up movie scenes where music's cut out and listen to everything else happening. Without sound effects, this loses its impact. Without music, this becomes forgettable. But what happens when you remove the most human sound? That element which brought color even into black and white scenes. The missing ingredient in a film's recipe for realism. Something that changed cinema forever. The voice.
Is looking at you, kid.
All right, Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up.
Bond. James Bond.
I'm gonna make him an offer again with you.
There are several Oscars dedicated to sound, yet none focus on the unique talent of voice acting. This is despite the method being commonplace in the form of narration. Genres like film noir, eccentric cinema, and alternate history all famously employ narrators. Of course, the true artistry lies in animation. Voice actors who evoke our emotions through fictional characters are super underrated. They give life to someone we know isn't real and make us care about them merely by mastering the use of their voice. It's the most dynamic ability a performer can possess. Certain award shows acknowledge this in other mediums like video games, but the Oscars could be the first to observe it in cinema as the best vocal performance. Isn't that the goal after all, to recognize talent? Plus, the Academy would appeal to several new types of audiences if they add these awards. This means my idea solves both the reputation and viewership problems for the Oscars. So, thanks for watching, and you're welcome, Hollywood. Oh, the button came undone. Oh, hang on. You're welcome, Hollywood.